Hi, guys, and welcome to Live Podcast. I know it's been a while since we took a long break from our Journey Through the Bible series, but we are back like we never left, and we are going to continue on the book of Second Kings because the last time we did the book of First Kings, and today we're going to do an introduction on the book of Second Kings. What is the overview of the book of Second Kings? The book of Second Kings is a powerful book that shows the consequences of rejecting God's ways, but it also highlights his sovereignty and his faithfulness. What is the purpose of writing this book? To document the historical events that led to the downfall of both the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. It also serves to demonstrate and show the consequences of obedience and disobedience to God. And then also to highlight the role of the prophets, and in particular, Prophet Elisha. But who is the author? Majority of the theologians place the author as possibly Jeremiah, written around 560 to 540 BC during the Babylonian exile. What is the blueprint, or what is in the blueprint of the book of Second Kings? The blueprint is divided into two parts. That is part A, the divided kingdom. That is chapter 1, verse 1, all through chapter 17, verses 41. Under the divided kingdom, here we're going to see Elisha's ministry, the prophetic ministry of Elisha from chapter 1 all through 13. And then we're also going to see kings of Israel and kings of Judah. Also, finally, we're also going to see Israel is exiled to Assyria, the fall of Israel in chapter 17. And then part B, the surviving kingdom, this is now Judah, is from chapter 18 verse 1 all through chapter 25 verse 13. Here we're also going to see kings of Judah, the reforms of what these kings did, that is Hezekiah and Josiah. And then we're also going to see finally that Judah is also exiled into Babylon. And then we're also going to see 5 mega themes in the book of Second Kings. Theme number 1 is Elisha. The purpose of Elisha's ministry was to restore respect for God and his message, and he stood firmly against the evil kings of Israel. By faith and with courage and prayer, Elisha revealed not only God's judgment on sin, but also his mercy, love, and tenderness towards faithful people. And then theme number 3, we're going to see the theme of idolatry. All the evil kings of Israel and Judah encouraged idolatry. Although they had God's law, priests and prophets to guide them, these kings sought priests and prophets whom they could manipulate to their own advantage. An idol is any idea, ability, possession, or person that we regard more highly than God. And then theme number 3, we're going to see the theme of evil kings versus good kings. And here we're going to see that only 20% of Israel and Judah's kings followed God's law. How sad? Just 20%. The evil kings were short-sighted and thought they could control their nation's destinies by importing other religions and forming alliances with pagan nations. The good kings, however, had to spend most of their time undoing the evil done by their predecessors. The kings led the people to sin, but the people had a choice of accepting the false religion. We cannot discharge our responsibility to God by blaming our leaders who do evil. We are responsible to know God's word and obey it. And then theme number 4, we're going to see God's patience. All throughout Israel's history, God had been patient with the people for hundreds and hundreds of years. God sent many prophets to guide, gave the people warnings, but still they did not listen. Today, God is patient with us and gives us many chances to hear his message and turn away from sin, and also to believe in him. We shouldn't take God's patience casually or choose to ignore his warnings. Choose God today before it is too late. And then finally, theme number 5 is the theme of judgment. After King Solomon's reign, Israel lasted 209 years before the Assyrians destroyed it, and Judah lasted 345 years before the Babylonians took Jerusalem. After repeated warnings to his people, God used these evil nations and as instruments for his justice. Today, we need to remember that the consequences of rejecting God's commands and purpose for our lives are very, very severe. God will not ignore rebellion and unbelief. Jesus is our only true salvation, and when we don't receive him, we too will be judged in the very end. And the main takeaway in the book of 2 Kings is God is patient, but he will not tolerate sin forever. That was introduction to the book of 2 Kings, and I'll see you again tomorrow as we tackle one chapter a day. God bless you.